Hey guys, so I got some tips for you on how to improve your driving and get faster lap times in Forza Horizon 5. I've played Forza Horizon 4 for 600 hours and Forza Horizon 5 for just a bit over 240 hours and just recently made the switch from keyboard to controller no assists. The first tip, and most of you already expected this to be first on the list, get rid of all the assists. Yes, all of them, even ABS. Now, I made a video where I talked about the assists and showed you all the differences, but nevertheless, I will summarize it here if you don't want to watch that one. First, ABS on or off. When you're not using ABS, you want to apply as much braking power as possible. Not always necessary, I know. Sometimes you just want to tap the brakes. But let's say you have a big red braking line and you want to slow down as fast as possible over the shortest distance possible. Now, without ABS, if you apply the maximum braking power without locking up the wheels, you are going to slow down faster, but if you lock up the wheels, the car is basically on ice. So there's a fine line between not braking enough or braking too hard, and you're looking for that fine line each time you're braking. Now, with ABS on, the wheels lock up 50% of the time, which means you sacrifice braking power to be able to control the car. But what if you can control the car and apply 80% braking power? Wouldn't that be better? And you might be like, too much effort for such little gain. Depends on how many braking zones we're talking about, because at some point it will add up. Statistically, ABS off is faster. Next one, shifting. Manual plus clutch, definitely. I don't understand why some of you use manual without the clutch. Is it too hard to press two buttons instead of one? Some cars require the clutch to be good, for example the Mercedes X-Class. If you're still using automatic, switch to manual, get used to that and then add the clutch. The clutch helps you shift faster, and this matters a lot in B-Class or A-Class. Steering. Simulation is a bit faster because standard still has some sort of assisted elements. If you're using standard, switch to simulation and you're going to feel that the steering is more responsive. When I made this video, I couldn't really tell the difference, but after a couple more hours, the difference became clear. Stability control has the potential to slow you down a lot in corners. If there is even the slightest sideways action, you're getting slowed down. Traction control. This is especially obvious when driving a rear-wheel drive. Traction control intervenes because you gave it too much gas. Your fault for getting slowed down by traction control. Just slowly press the trigger or tap the key if you're on keyboard. Do rivals as much as possible. Story time. 10 years ago I was playing, or almost 10 years ago, I was playing CSGO 1.6 and I wanted to become good at the game. And one thing that helped me a lot was going on respawn servers. You die, 1 second later you're back and ready to rock and roll. In normal matches, when you died, you had to wait for the round to finish. I think you can see where this is going. I know, nowadays there are training maps and all that stuff, and these translate to rivals in Forza Horizon 5. Pick someone who's better than you, don't pick someone who's way faster than you, because you want to be able to see which racing line he's taking, how much he's braking. This way you're also learning the track, and maybe you're even going to discover a new racing line that you've never thought of before. This leads me to my third tip. The blue racing line is sometimes wrong. Heck, even the braking line is sometimes wrong. It's more of a AI path than a racing line. Get rid of it. Keep the braking line though. Most of the time it's going to help. Remember, just because it's red doesn't mean you cannot take that corner flat out. Join a community where people share the same passion. So, there's a Forza Horizon 5 community on Steam. Stay away from that if you want to improve your driving. When someone says that keyboard is better than controller for racing games or ABS is faster, they have no clue what they're talking about. I guess this is why competitive players use controllers and no ABS. I wouldn't recommend Reddit in general either, especially the official subreddit, which is flooded by screenshots. And the official Forza Horizon forum is more for technical problems. What I would recommend is watching the best of the best on Twitch. For example, Nalak, Dallas, Mars, Code Chaos. I'm sure they will answer any question about the game. Now, these guys play on a controller, but if you're looking for someone who's good on keyboard, I Suck at Driving is your guy. This one goes hand in hand with the previous one. Learn how to tune. This applies to me as well. It's going to be quite an improvement when you manage to tune a car specifically for your racing style or for your needs. Let's take the Ford GT as an example. You can have a tune for circuits and another one made for sprints. Now, that 5-star tune that you downloaded, first of all, it's most likely not the fastest. Even some famous tuners make the car feel good, but that doesn't mean fast. Just take this list if you can be bothered to learn how to tune your own cars. And know that I trust most of these guys. For keyboard we have Grandma Driving / I Suck at Driving, Devox and Blue Cartel. I'm gonna play a small clip here. I really don't care if this gets taken down or something, don't give a f***.
It's still quite incredible for me how you can finish a lap, it feels like one of the best laps you've ever done in your life. It's still, in the scheme of things, incredibly fast, but these guys have just got something more.
Use the right car/tune for the track. I'm also going to provide 2 spreadsheets here, the links will be in the description. Another good way to find the best cars is Rivals. Open up the leaderboard for a specific track, and I know there are cheaters, but when you start to see big names like number 3 in game, Mars, Code Chaos, you know that's the human limit. See which car they're using, that's most likely the best car for that specific track. You need to be aware of certain game mechanics like slipstream and dirty air. You take advantage of slipstream on the straight, you're getting f***ed by dirty air in corners. In Forza Horizon 5 the slipstream effect is very weak. On the other hand, dirty air in S2 is a real problem and you will have to compensate for that understeer. Engine braking. Downshifting very fast while braking will slow down the car faster. Trail braking. Braking during corner entry requires some skill. Wet penalty. Basically certain cars get a penalty in wet conditions and they're not as good as they usually are in dry conditions. Record your gameplay. Story time again, to make you understand this better. What helped me a lot getting to Legend in Hearthstone was recordings. I was recording myself playing and then I was watching the videos to discover better moves. Record your gameplay and see where are you losing too much time. Are you braking too much? Maybe you can discover a faster line. Maybe you can carry a bit more speed through that corner. Maybe you're shifting up too early or too late. When you're driving, you're not always aware of these things because, well, you also have the opponents to worry about. But watching one of your races with a clear, critical mind can help a lot. Probably doesn't apply to most of you, but if you're playing on keyboard, consider switching to a controller. Wanna know probably the best car for sprints in A-Class? Dodge Dart. This damn thing is almost undrivable on keyboard. I have a video if you wanna see the difference, yet on controller you can easily beat a very large portion of the player base. Like I said in the intro of this video, I'm making the switch at the moment because I've come to realize that keyboard is very limited and you're really wasting potential. What do I mean by limited? Throttle control and braking. And here we are. Final tip. You've heard this numerous times, everyone is capable of giving you this tip and it applies to all games and most things in life. Practice. These guys who are at the top, it took them years to get there. If you're playing 1 hour per day, don't expect to be faster than someone who plays 5 hours per day. It's not reasonable at all. If you go to the gym 1 hour per day, sleep 6 hours and eat 3 times per day, don't expect to have better results than someone who works out 2 hours per day, sleeps 9 hours and eats 5 times per day. That person puts in more time and more practice than you. It's only fair they're better than you. Have a good one.